brush up on it early. What's going on of darkness? Where we stay jumping and the sad thing is like I made some notes exactly so all going on. Okay, yeah, the stock market I wanted to say pretty clear. I think we're pretty clear with the stock market that um lot going on in terms of they are trying to ride out uh uh so yeah, like the last video I spoke about the near resemblances, right, of how I foresaw uh Hands on Sunday and FIFA. Yeah, I love FIFA. I get some cheap codes of FIFA whenever I need to. Okay, we come back to that 60,000 shit. Hold up, let me go into my Instagram. So look, so where is my? Hold on. Go to my profile. Right. So look, Fit, right? Band-Aid. Now I've been getting vision of LA in a major earthquake. I want to prophesize it, but the thing is that see, I just want to see what I see in my dreams, right? And funny thing is that Faith has like the water behind me, and I hope to God, like I pray that there's no earthquake. I pray that there's no major calamity, like we all have to suffer because you know what I have. We all have family, friends, and everybody around us. So the fact is that we get a resemblance of like I mean like whenever I'm making music, like always getting these visions and I put it into painting in videos, right? And even with FTV was like a very um what you say false uh television, right? And it was kind of like me faking, like I would say fake television. It was me faking of what I should have been doing, but in terms of like how I could have written the industry, how could have I could have gone the pop way. I could have done like the songs that are like pleasing, eh, and easy, and it's like it's so easy because I've been doing that all my life. Like I've been writing songs, been doing stuff like that are like very simple, right? And but for me it was like more of the message, and I feel like FTV, if you see the lyrics of FTV. Reload. Okay, so of course, like I'm trying to show this is what it is. Like I'm giving you free music right now. I'm not getting as much as pay as I should get, but mostly I'm getting paid in the branding and trying to do the merchandise sales and all that stuff. That's how I get my pay. What I'm saying is that that's okay. And I've been getting paid writing songs and doing other stuff, but this is my focus right now. This is who I am. This is what I want to be. This is the brand. This is the brand that I seek. And the fact is that quite obsessed cashing all these checks, quite obsessed keeping nothing in the chest. So it's like souls with my soul, laying down everything that I go inside, freeload, solo, she freestyle in the center of the table and free go. Like yeah, everything is in front of me. Everything is like in terms of a girl. Like the thing is that the way I see it, the way I see is like I'm out of sight, I'm out of mind. And faith is that substance that I gotta see that walk. Faith is that substance, and I gotta walk out of sight. If faith is that substance, then I gotta walk out of sight. So that's why I released the next song after this. Oh, we have Da Vinci and then we have Faith. So Da Vinci was obviously an artistic vision of like, look at what my life did, right? Being in this place so far away, uh, from India, and it's amazing. You gotta literally make a killing. It's a selfish role you gotta play. I mean myself, and that's how it is. It's if I know everything about myself, I don't need to uh attend to anybody else right now, and I feel like that's focus because I've been doing that all my years of doing music, and I feel like right now is a very important phase of what I'm trying to project, and I'm so happy that that these songs are all coming in like just sequence out drops, and the next kind of drops that I'm having, God sent. Come on, that I don't want to even say too much because I mean like I let the music speak for itself. Uh, but okay, coming back to what we should know. This is what we should know. 60,000 pounds of explosive chemical lost during rail shipment. Okay, my bad. Okay, so I want to feel the burn again. The company transporting the amount of nitrate from Wyoming to California, well, just in Wyoming, was uh really should pose no risk to public health. Last day. There's something really crazy. Okay, so there's an attack that's happening. It's gonna happen. I don't know. Major attack coming. So let me recap. So this guy saw Trump's assassination, right, before it happened, way before, 3 months, 4 months before it happened, right? And now, he even saw the New Orleans attack, which is crazy. So he even speaks about. I'm not gonna. In my last video, I pasted all the links on all the attacks that he saw. He saw the financial borders between Canada and Mexico. Okay, which is crazy. July 17th, way before Trump announced. Guys, talks God, amazing that uh it's 11 days ago. There's another major attack coming. I'm just gonna go to the parts that that what I hear because I just want to brush up. I'm gonna go to the
these
whole
events.
thing.
It's about praying and interceding and using your God given authority as believers to intercede. My job is to raise up a million prayer army on this channel. There's a lot there that I believe in things we're believing.
Okay, so let me. So I'm gonna go through the whole video where it is. But he says there is an attack. So the 60,000 tons or whatever it is, right? 60,000 pounds, right, has been missing. So this is the attack that they're planning to have just before the inauguration day, or maybe on the inauguration day, which he says, where they try to stop a truck full of explosives and go through. I think the police or something stop them, and they just go through and they explode. Pray it doesn't happen, right? Now, of course, this guy is being so right in all of his attacks and everything that he's seen, and this he's focusing on that. He's daily pushing this and saying this because he doesn't want it to happen. He hopes that more and more people get to know about it, and it reaches the Trump administration so that you know it doesn't explode, literally in literal sense, explode. Now, if you go to like Kash Patel, right? I'll tell you why they're ganging up. Good to know because the fact is that you see what's happening in California, right? 2 days before, 2 days before the water, I mean, so they had the fire happen. The water was cut off. Oh, they had the reservoir empty. Insurance was cut off a month prior. I no clue, right? State Farm cut the insurance, but speaking to some of my friends, fact is that they didn't even have a proper evaluation. All they got to know they had before even the fire took place, and there's more and more evidence coming to play. The fire, this lady, who in fact saw the first time it was fire, she called the cops. I mean, she called the fire brigade in 911, and she told them that there is a fire happening. Right? It took them 45 minutes to come. Why was that 45 minutes? This is something really, really, of course, they're going to hide it as much as possible. If you see Gavin Newsom,
host to the World Cup and then the Super Bowl and then the Olympics. With this rebuilding effort needing to take place, is LA going to be ready for all of those global events?
My humble position, and it's not just being naively optimistic, that only reinforces the imperative moving quickly, doing in the spirit of collaboration and cooperation. President of the United States, Donald Trump, to his credit, was helpful in getting the Olympics to the United States of America, to get it down here in LA. We thank him for that. This is an opportunity for him to shine.
yeah. Come on. This guy literally has gone and got funding that has trying to get off Trump's rules and whatever he sets for funding to have California not obey any of Trump's stuff. Now he's thankful for Trump bringing even the FIFA. Don't forget the FIFA's also coming to LA, right? It's gonna be in LA. It's gonna be in America. Period. But it's most of the games are gonna be here in LA. That's what I think. So we don't know after all of this shit. I don't know what's gonna happen. But this guy cut mayor cut 18 million, as everybody knows, from the fire department way before the budget was cut. that email sent out like times of wildfires. So obviously planned the way, and he's talking about
This country to shine, for California and this community to shine, the
wow.
opportunity with all of that and all that opportunity and that pride and spirit that comes from not just hosting those three iconic games and venues, but also the opportunity, I think, to rebuild at the same time. And that's why we're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the coast, people here that were ravaged by this disaster.
You just said you're organizing a Marshall Plan for the rebuilding of California. What is that Marshall Plan?
For
Tell
this
us about
region,
this
we're
Marshall
just
Plan.
starting to lay out. I mean, we're still fighting these fires, so we're already talking to city leaders. We're already talking to civic leaders. We're already talking to business leaders and nonprofits. We're talking to labor leaders. We're starting to organize.
Crazy. Thing is that we are situated in such a time, right? These attacks are coming very periodically, 7 days or 6 days apart. I'm not sure when, but 7 days apart. New Orleans and this now. Now the Vegas thing, right? Which I showed y'all earlier, right? I was very clear about that email. The FBI confirmed that it was Matt Livsberger whose email who said that they're trying to start war between China and U.S. Definitely something to do with the sea. So all of this information is clearly. This guy is a savior. Sean Ryan. I was about to finish up his interview with Kash Patel. I haven't. It is so interesting. Uh, want to have time to finish it up. Uh, but I want to finish this up. This is how far I am.
Have a revenge march I'm on.
But just I want to just highlight some stuff. Look, who's accountable for this? Let me see.
CNN's viewership is only about 50,000 at any particular point in time during.
And I say this because I've seen so many people in the industry, right, from producers to I don't want to mention names, right, support the Democrats, right, now until their houses burn, which is you wait for something to happen. You couldn't see the corruption before because why you rely on fake media, right? Just CNN, whatever, and NBC, all these fake media, right? Now they have such low ratings because nobody watches that. Everybody goes on X and watches X, and the fact is that we have these gurus, right, who's coming on like ex Neve Seal, going to the Romanian president, who's the president of Romania, flew out there, get information on what he has to say about NATO. And I think he dropped that video 2 days ago about what they're trying to do and create a fence within NATO and the army. So the eyewash that they give you about NATO is just a way of just money laundering and getting money from America and trying to fund these organizations and create a war, to create terror, and who's accountable? And that's nobody's accountable for this shit. And the fact is that he goes out of his way, obviously life is in risk. He doesn't need to do this. He doesn't need to say the truth, right? And every step that he takes, right, there's obviously a warning sign. And right now, he's talking to Kash Patel is about to come back to the Trump. I think he left during after Trump was not elected, right? And then now he's coming back because Trump is getting him back, and a lot of people in the FBI are leaving. So
There's no mechanism to kick in the vice president to president. So the 25th Amendment basically says the vice president combined with the cabinet goes to Congress and says the president's incapacitated. Here's what happened.
Which one?
Which one? So let's use the two presidents, right? President Trump gets his home raided. on a bogus WhatsApp warrant, which the FBI leaks to the
That
media. Do
warrant.
you know whose name is in the FBI's WhatsApp warrant for President Trump? That was 65% redacted. Trump's name and my name. Then they redacted everything else after my name, which once it finally came out, it was completely meaningless BS. Then they go in there and they stage that photo display, and everybody's like, oh my God, look at all this classified materials. What they don't explain to the American public is he's a president, former president, Presidential Records Act. Bill Clinton did the same thing. Every president performs on the same thing. They can take what they want. That's the law. So you can't be prosecuted for possessing classified documents.
Well, can I add, and I don't know what was in the documents, but I mean, if you take, and I can't remember who I had this discussion with, it may have been Tim Parlatore, but
Yeah.
if you take, I mean, when people say classified documents, taking classified documents wherever, to Mar-a-Lago or Joe Biden's garage or wherever it was, I mean, a lot of those documents, people, they make it sound like it's the nuclear codes or but what it actually is, or at least what it sounds like to me, or what I've been told, is a lot of it is just the daily schedule.
Yeah.
Hey, today you're giving a press conference here, you're doing this here, or you've got lunch with so-and-so, you got a couple of meetings, and then that day's over and that is no longer classified because it's already happened. But obviously you can't get the president's schedule out before it happens because, am I correct in saying that some of these documents that they're saying are classified are that type of...
You're correct, but my point is, under the law, it doesn't matter if he had the nuclear codes.
Okay.
The Presidential Records Act, and Bill Clinton took literally recordings of a classified conversation and took them when he left the presidency, and he put them in his sock drawer. It's called the Clinton sock drawer case. No bullshit. They went to federal court, the government, and the federal court adjudicated that President Clinton, as a president, has the Presidential Records Act. He can take what he wants. The court never even found out what was on the recording. It's that strong. And that's the law. So then why does this DOJ come in and say, well, it doesn't kind of apply to Trump? And then you interview Joe Biden, and he was never president. He had 4 different locations of 20 years of classified information. Delaware, his offices in Washington, D.C., and 2 other locations, his beach house and somewhere else. But their excuse to not prosecute Joe Biden was, well, basically he's too inept. He's too feeble-minded. So we're not going to prosecute that. I've never heard that.
That's legitimately why they didn't prosecute
That's what
him?
the special counsel appointed to the investigation told Attorney General Garland, and Garland came out and literally said, well, we don't think Joe Biden meant to do it. And I was like, what? I was like, we're back to the Clinton case, the Clinton server case, right? It's like when Comey created this new legal fiction. No reasonable prosecutor, first of all, it's not the FBI's job to ever make a prosecutorial decision, but no reasonable prosecutor would bring this case. I was in the National Security Division at the time. I was doing the discovery for Benghazi where we found her freaking email. And then they took that investigation away from us. And then it became the Clinton investigation, right? That everybody now knows about. I was like, who is this guy talking about? And then I didn't think it would happen, but it did. It came back full circle with the Biden administration, or the Biden prosecution of classified docs. And they let the guy off the hook. And they just said, doesn't matter. So we'll prosecute a guy who has a legal justification to have those documents because we don't care. It's Trump. And we won't prosecute the sitting president because you've made up a new legal standard that applies to exonerate him and to not even charge him. That is the 2-tier system of justice on steroids. And now you're talking about the 2 guys who are running against, now they're not, but 2 guys who were then running against each other for the presidency of the United States.
Where else is this happening?
Man. Everywhere. Unfortunately. So we saw it every day on people who are indigent and charged with serious offenses who were treated differently than folks who were, high level private sector individuals. I mean, if you go to the fraud cases out of Wall Street or whatever, these guys get to go to Club Fed for, a couple years, 10 years, whatever. But the poor guy down at the end of the ladder, he's going away for 40.
Yeah.
So,
You don't need to be a legal expert to have seen this over the years. And the classified documents case, that's just, you can apply what they did there out to what they're doing to certain Jan 6 defendants. And I always say this about Jan 6.
Okay.
Some people committed some pretty violent stuff. They need to go away. But when you're bringing in the 65-year-old grandmother who doesn't have any priors and she's held without bond for years to force pleas so that you can weaponize and politicize the two-tier system of justice even further, so that Christopher Wray, the FBI director, can go to Congress and lie and say domestic terrorism prosecutions are on the rise because they classified everything Jan 6 as domestic terrorism. And so that he can say, him and Merrick Garland can say, oh, we've got 1,000 people under investigation for this insurrection. Well, this insurrection.
So y'all can watch. But I'm just saying is that the fact is that he mentions about Biden, they didn't prosecute certain things. Found Biden. Since when? Okay, so sitting president is put him on that chair, run the country for 4 years, doing all the crimes and everything else that. Then you expect us to every statement in terms of economy is doing. How I'm leaving the office now with the. There's been way too many bankruptcies in the past 3. Let's do this. Let's do this. I don't trust Google. Let's go to the girl. Oh man. Look at this. Gorgeous. The number of bankruptcy filings was approximately 3783. Commercial 2023. Commercial chapter 11 filing rose dramatically by 70%. 2024 as the journal shows in March at 467. Further business filing at 40% from the. Jesus. we can't yeah put in COVID because COVID makes no sense. Like, that was not what then I felt historic lows, reaching 3.5 to 9. Rate spiked to 14.7. April 2. Unemployment had generally stayed low, around 4.5. Rates spiked back then. They're counting the pandemic. Okay. As per recent data, the notable increase in bankruptcy filings in the last few years under Biden, particularly 2024, which contrasts with pre-COVID stability during Trump's term. This increase might reflect the economic recoveries, unevenness, and high interest rates. Like, I know for a fact, ever since Biden took over, right, and I used to have studios and stuff, like I Airbnb studios, nobody was traveling, right? And because he put Russia in with his war, right? Germany went into recession. A lot of countries were trying to. Germany was paying such high gas, trying to borrowing gas, and because they used to depend on gas from Russia, and all these sanctions put them in huge recession. If they and a lot of European countries were in recession. So because of the sanctions that were put on Russia, and Russia gives a lot of oil and gas to a lot of. So now, even when they stopped the gas, the pipeline, right, and that's how Iran got rich, right? Iran got rich is because America, who was giving oil at a point in time, then they stopped, and everybody started buying oil from Iran cheap. Right? Look at it, and that's what Trump said too. On my words, it's Trump and Biden took over the economy, and it was still 2021, right? That's how Trump left it, and it was good, and then everything started declining to a point after because this war was such a big turnaround, traveling vacation. Because I know our people in Bahamas saying they were like he has a holiday home in Bahamas, right? And one of my friends and saying that depend on America, and the fact is that they have low. They've never in history had such low amount of people coming from America and everywhere because if America does well, the whole world does well, and that's exactly what happened. And a lot of people suffered in 3 years, like a lot of musicians, a lot of artists. Labels are not even signing anybody, right? They're not even signing anybody unless you have like a huge leverage over like your songs like millions and millions. What I'm just saying is that I know Steve Lindsay, like he said it on his thing, and he's the guy who actually signed Bruno Mars and he developed Bruno Mars, right? And he was saying that labels are dropping more artists, no keen on signing, no artists have to do their own groundwork, gain that leverage, and that's good because that's how you gain your independent. Like you be yourself, you do what you need to do by yourself. That's what I do. Like that's I want to gain leverage. And leverage is really really important in this era because you get your own fan base, you get your own. It's basically your own stage, right? And I feel like uh labels used to just find as tax write-offs, and that also is not happening because they don't make any money to have a tax write-off. So coming to a situation too, it's like there have been so many like businesses that have been shut down. I know, right? You have a look at a Nordstorm, right? How many stores? Biden. Uh, mm, there's not some take Trump too. Stores have been closed. 13 US. I'm just talking about stores, right? Just normal. And how many stores simple compared? 2020. See, 2020 was COVID. So this is so go back to Biden. Wait, look at this. How many stores Target during Biden president? Theft. Oh yeah, theft is crazy right now in LA. I mean, most of the Democratic places because it's legal to steal. So, but the fact is that Oregon, Washington, theft, all theft. Look, only Oregon, Washington. These are the places that the Democrats. And I swear, I was in Wyoming. Shit is so cheap out there. Like milk is like same bottle of milk that you buy in California, right? Is $8. Wyoming is like 3.99, right? For it's like half the price. So Wyoming is a Republican state. You notice that every state, like where you go, like New York, right, is everything's blue. You see how bad that state is, right? You see the amount of people who have like how dirty it is, like how it's according to state, right? And this is how we stay woke. Just look at go to Utah. You see it's beautiful. Like I want to stay. The same dinner I have in Utah, right? In Utah, in the same big ass restaurant which is like hosts a lot of people, really good Indian food. $30 for a good meal. In LA, that same meal will be around 65 bucks. But I understand people, but there's no reason for LA to be that expensive. I know people want to come out here, but there is a certain decency that people like. Everybody out here is not a multimillionaire or a billionaire, right? Everybody's out here trying to do what they do. The percentage is pretty narrow. I know California has a high GDP, but at the same time, it's like the percentage of people who are hustlers are way more, way, way, way more, and they're destroying a lot of that. They want to kill that. They want to kill the middle class. They want to kill. Obviously, the lower class is totally damn. I don't know if they exist, but California has to be middle class. But like on every day, fires, like how many people have been affected? Of course, the rich have been affected, and also uh the middle class. I feel like, but because they've had homes there for years, these how many homes inherited it? They've lost antiques, like museums in Pasadena has gone years and years of antiques. Really sad of how things are just going in democratic path, and since the 4 years they've been just giving you an example, right, of what presidency. Now, if you go to how many during Trump? Nothing. in COVID is can't be counted because that's not under his control. And I feel like that pandemic, that virus, oh, it blew that shit up so much. Like just to from everything that Trump said about that virus, like he said, take ivermectin, right? Everybody was like, "Oh, this guy is like crazy." True, who got healed with ivermectin? People got healed with. Mel Gibson says it on his with Joe Rogan. Watch that podcast. Like, look at the highlights. Mel Gibson and oh, not the whole thing. Wait, hold on. Who's the highlights? Yeah, ivermectin. The first thing. So I hope the news right now because nobody's watching CNN. So I hope the news starts uh proclaiming and saying the right because a lot of people are woke. Um, waking up. I would. Uh, well, of course the house burned down. Okay, so he just says, right? He tells Joe Rogan the ivermectin cured his one of his friends that had stage 4 cancer. What the fuck? Fauci has been. Yeah, yeah, of course. Fauci also had no backing with the 6 feet uh distancing and not there's no backing on the scientific backing. They actually finding him more. I don't know. There's a lot of cases right now, open cases live that he got Fauci. He says ivermectin killed. I'm sorry, saved his friends who had stage 4 cancer. There was something else that he said. Ivermectin and Fenrir Rogan asked, "See how the news are now like just quoting everything that they're saying? Before they would just like debunk everything." In yeah, because When I get treated in India, I get treated fast, right? If I have any other disease, the doctors waste no time. Me, it's like, then they, there's some. I feel like when there's doctors who are getting a lot of patients that they don't write you a prescription, what it is, take it, but you don't have to come back, right? That's what it should. And yeah, those for the whatever it is, come back for them. Someone who had allergies and they had to go back because they only gave a half dose. They would dose charge the didn't have no medical insurance. How in India we didn't have medical insurance because it should be cheap, though. Like, come on, like medicines, like stuff that you get healed from. A business. Organic is a organic is a business. And in India, everything is organic. What do they start with? When I came here, I'm like, yo, naturally get everybody locked in somewhere. They gotta do the like a 9 to 5. Everything that trying to do their projections. Internet is so coming to where I need to go. Gotta keep avoid crowds. For now, I feel like the Super Bowl. Mm, avoid crowds. I watch the Super Bowl. I mean, like I want to even tell people like Super Bowl. Many viewers does 123.7 million. Okay, that's fine. 400 million. That was just T20. So my point is like Super Bowl is not everything. At this point in time, people just stay safe. A lot of people watch this shit from home. 400 million, like triple, quadruple. So I didn't have to place an ad here. Imagine how, and that's what the market for India amazing, and I'm glad that I want to share more about India because I'm from there. Like I know exactly. what uh of their sport, their music, everything that is like they're very dedicated. Everything. A lot of Indians have been here in America, taking over a lot of textile industry and doing a lot of stuff. Because Trump is gonna make things with the whoever studies here 3 years and more gonna get a green card, right? Comes from India, studies here, years, gonna get a green card straight away out of college. They don't need to go back. Great, great. That helps the economy. Uh, uh. Oh, another thing, Kanye West. Everyone when Kanye had that thing right with the anti-Semitic thing, a lot of people went against Kanye. Of oh yeah, he's talking about the Jews, but he said if I say anti-Semitic things against the Jews, like the thing is that the way he said it because he was tied into Adidas, right, and the only way to get off his deal, so he does things on purpose, right? The way he moves, like he does it in a way that he wants to get those people agitated because Adidas is making things fit decisions without him in the room, and he's of course he's his brand, so he's always going to be really really uh like how can someone just steal that baby, put it in that room, and like have conversation with the like a parent teacher meeting without the parent. So it's crazy. Like when he said that, I could say anti-Semitic things, and Adidas would not drop me, right? And the next day, Adidas dropped him from that deal, and got his way, right? He went away. Did what he did. Got his way. He went away. Then he had Ari Manuel. Ari Man, one of the biggest. He's head of CA, creative artist. Went to him, like got all his bank accounts, everything, um, locked, frozen, and he couldn't make any transactions, and it was like cut off his Donda Academy, like whatever places that he had rented out. He press were going against him full fledged, putting shit against him on the media. Of course, nobody listens to that media, but the fact is that he was trying to just speak the truth and on what he felt, and I feel like obviously saying certain of those things not right, and it, but it's a life and death situation for what from his perspective, right? I have to be under them, and this is how they're gonna treat me. What I gotta do for them to get off my back. So that's exactly what. And I feel like in situations like this, I don't know, like had his way, he got his way, but he also had a lot of repercussions that came against him. Know what happened now? A lot of stuff that got canceled it was maybe a good route for him to go independent, right? And that's how he was got dropped to Def Jam, everything else. He went independent. He made way more money the next year, over a million in sales. Kept everything at $20. Smart business, very very smart business plan. And you look at it like his wife, Ari's wife. So Ari Manuel went again, and he posted, "But yo, Ari, I'm still alive. No matter what you did, I was a net worth of so many billions of dollars, and now I'm nothing." Like he obviously pretended like he had nothing, but had money somewhere out to sea, and right, and he's always said that to Ari, right, in his post, and now I heard that Ari lost his house in the fires. about that. That is lost stay home and passed due to the wildfires that ravaged Los Angeles early last week led to significant destruction. Sarah shared the loss of her and the stories and gratitude for the memories that the home held and known for his. Of course, they have 1,000 homes. Who cares? That over 1,000 confirmed lost. But but the fact is that you try to bring destruction, and Kanye just proved this point even more. Like how much power they have over media, over everything, over bank account. That's why I'm so happy for Bitcoin. I'm so happy for crypto. So happy for all these wallets that we have. Like we don't need bank. Go in our own way. Do what we need to do our own way, and that's how we progress. Right? That's how we progress as individuals. It's like we're not tied up to anything of the sort. Nobody's monitoring us. We can send as much money that we want without days and days and days of questions or like, okay, why are we sending this transfer and what are we sending this transfer for? Like this is a new era, and I feel like this is a great era for independent artists, great era for entrepreneurs, a great era for financial system. This new era that's coming, new wave, gonna be really really big because all the major corporations who hold um they say, especially with beer, is gone, right? Platforms like who are coming in with the truth and saying the truth. So whatever they try to with the truth, try to withhold the truth, it can't be done anymore. And that's exciting, right? That's exciting. Kanye is doing well for himself, of course, no matter what. Went full fledged against the industry, did what he needed. So this is obviously God on his side and Jesus on his side. Walks, right? Remember that. He made Jesus walks. He's never gonna fail. Uh that's great. I wanna make my Jesus walks. I wanna share my story and being from the church, and I have been here in LA with that the goal of me uh getting people to hear more music. It's obviously against the wave, but at the same time, things that have been working in my favor are easy. Things, and then you wonder who's doing it. It's God. What's that? Right? Things that you accomplish. God's put it in ways, and you have to understand the power for it. We as musicians too. Cool. So I've spoken about that. Next thing that is, oh yeah, talking about artists and everything. So what's so crazy? The last day's person spoke about the alpha, right? And I've been rocking this alpha high, and made a post on Instagram saying that, oh, make America alpha again. As soon as Trump won, I never knew it was the year of the alpha, which is so crazy. Yeah, three solar eclipse, eclipse, eclipse. I said, "Make America Alpha." I want to make that much. Check, 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 check. No, I have nothing. Check, check, check. What? No, was no. Check, check, check.